Yes, students, you read that right. 0.5 milliseconds is only 0.5 milliseconds. The lowest latency among the handles currently on sale in the world, coupled with a native 8K rate of return. Brother G said, "What the hell do you want to do? So exciting. Do you want to win the championship?" Not to mention that I really guessed this world-famous chicken Uranus. The Children's Champion Edition handle can be said to be the full performance of the G7 Pro. The Shueijia Champion genetic version is directly put on the championship shirt. Look at this table. Where is the handle packaging that is shining? It's simply the scene of the championship trophy tour. This row of smart charging bases can replace the cross arrow keys, and the omnidirectional key Type-C braided cable is stored in the base at 2.4C. Receiver. The most amazing thing is the champion collectible card. Each random piece with a palette is a detail of texture. Is the DNA of the Jika party beating wildly? Let's take a look at the handle. Let's start by counting how many champion elements there are in the design. The middle shell is in gold color. The matte texture is dark if you look closely at the interface effect below. The pattern is composed of a small triangle of the top esports logo. The flip button is printed with the EWC Championship medal design. The left grip is engraved with the golden sentence of winning the championship. Approve myself. The right grip is the child's autograph. How about the thunder carving? Does it feel like a championship trophy that you can hold in your hand? By the way, coupled with this championship medal, the base is powered on the moment. The yellow light strip lights up with a sense of ceremony. Straight to the top. Seriously, from the design alone, it is indeed quite sincere. Frosted thunder carving dark patterns, what do you think? The handle is a bit small, about 271 grams, but the counterweight is even. Feels like a solid mold to hold. It also fits the small and medium-sized hand shape of Asians. The back of the grip is a large area of rubber anti-slip pattern, shoulder mirror and trigger. There is a laser sunburn pattern on the shaking surface, and then try the button ABXY feels very crisp. The trigger stroke is short, and the loud voice is quite rhythmic. Let me tell you. As a result, the D-pad of the champion training is crisp. Triggers quickly. I prefer the pair of small shoulder swords on the top, which have a floating design. There is a crisp rebound when pressed, and triggering is almost effortless. It was very easy to press it. I feel that the pace of operation has become faster. The double-cut trigger is lighter than the long trigger damping adjustment. Press smoothly to the position of the two large back buttons, which is very smooth. Restrictions are also made by the sound of gunshots against the air. He also gave a back lock intimately. Prevent accidental touch. Overall, the feel of the buttons is very clear. It's a quick word. Almost all of them use micro-movement. It was completely for a quick decision. So far, there is nothing wrong with the appearance and grip. Let's take a look at the tuning at the algorithm level. There is no problem with connecting to the border network to test the availability of the buttons. Arrow keys. There is no case of string keying. Combos are accurate. The long half supports level 255 star changes, with 3% depth added before and after. Avoid accidental touch of the TMR joystick. Default no center point. Die no real terrain dies. The default joystick track is left square, right circle, wasteland. The error rate is 8.5% and 0 to see the return on the software. The default is 250 Hz, and I directly adjusted it to 8K. Of course, this high rate of return is definitely a requirement for computer performance. There are also hints in the software wired connection. Easily achieve 8000 Hz or above 2.4G receiver mode without reaching 8K, but also above 7000 Hz. Can't talk about water. After all, these two values are already very good. In particular, the tuning performance of the joystick has definitely reached a competitive level. Let's take a brief look at the PC side of the software. The GameSir Connect stick return rate is available in 4 gears. Dead zones can also be adjusted. Anti-dead zone rocker curve. The motor has 5 gears of vibration with 3 gears by default. The effect is quite delicate and it is not stable. There is a clear vibration difference, and the other functions are very complete. Key mapping triggers dead, lights, flagpoles, etc. Easy to get started. In addition, compared with the G7 Pro, Uranus added red editing this time. Red recording is possible in the advanced settings of the buttons. The red cycle is clear at a glance. One-click combo is in the mirror. The controller is compatible with PC, Steam, Switch, Android, iOS platform. Support wired Bluetooth 2.4G SANMO connection. See how the controller performs in the game. Disc direction. The key has a clear advantage in Mortal Kombat 11. When the smooth surface slides, there is no hindrance to the move, is clean and neat, and the player who often plays fighting games is one. you should be able to try out the tuning of the flipped parts is indeed very comfortable. Of course, with the blessing of 8 times the rate of return, playing FPS games is certainly not ambiguous either. The smoothness and follow-up of the joysticks are clearly felt in the Wallapirapex. There is no sticky texture with every small movement. Worthy of a legend, only 0.5 milliseconds ultra-low latency stick. In addition, the handle also has a 6-axis gyroscope and automatic start-stop. The motor has shown a good level in actual game combat. However, compared with the G7 Pro Day, Wang Xing castrated the trigger vibration. This is still a bit regrettable. Finally, let's take a look at the disassembly. The internal workmanship action key is micro-movement. The elastic wall silicone flip key and small key are micro-motion. The back key and the big key are mechanical switches. The joystick is a custom GS13 Pro TMR joystick with a theoretical life of 5 million times. 1,200 mAh large capacity battery asymmetrically converted from motor battery. The motor and PCB board are both socket connections. At this point, in fact, the advantages of Uranus in terms of performance are already obvious. TM2 joystick with native 8K return rate 0.5 milliseconds event grade. Ultra-low latency and the champion tuning D-pad. Each one is hard. In addition, the details of the emotional co-branding are full. From the handle to the accessories have champions. Guanghuan is quite collectible. The only regret should be that the trigger vibration was castrated. In general, if you are a hardcore fighting player FPS pursuing the limit and following the gun, or simply want to collect a controller with the soul of a champion, then the Heavenly King Immortal may be what you can buy at the moment. It is the closest to professional-level consumer products. As for whether his initial price of 499 yuan is worth it, it depends on the student's own understanding and needs.